Today we are making a buttery parsnip and mushroom omelet with a side of sautéed spinach as the farmer's lunch in my series called Making Every Recipe from Stardew Valley. Before we get started, I would like to say that even though I own the official cookbook, this recipe is not from that cookbook. This is my own thing. The first thing you're going to do is get a parsnip and get to peeling it. Then you're going to cut it in half and keep the larger half, and the smaller half you can put it in your fridge for a different recipe. Cut the larger half into chunks, and if you've never worked with parsnips before, they have a core that runs through the center and it doesn't taste very good. So I'm going to use my knife to run alongside that core and cut it out. Cut the rest into chunks about the size you see here and put it in a bowl and set it aside. Get some shiitake mushrooms and cut them into roughly 2 or 3 pieces and then set them aside. Get a 1 cup size measuring cup and stuff it full of spinach, as much spinach as you can possibly fit in there. Cut up a 1/4 slice of lemon, cut up a clove of garlic into thin slices and set that aside. Get a pot with 2 cups of water and set it on the burner at the highest setting and cover it with a lid so it boils faster, and then once it's boiling, add your parsnips. Let them boil for 5 minutes and drain them. Melt a tablespoon of butter in a pan over medium-low heat, and then once it's melted, add your mushrooms and stir them all around to get them coated in all that buttery goodness. Cook the mushrooms for 5 minutes on each side, that's 10 minutes total, until they all develop a nice sear. Melt another tablespoon of butter in that pan and add your parsnips and stir them around in all that buttery goodness, and then leave them alone for 5 minutes. Then flip them once and let them cook for another 5 minutes, and then flip them a third time and let them cook for another 5 minutes, and they should have a very deep brown color all around. Add some salt, mix them up, and then set them next to your mushrooms. Set your now empty pot on the burner just under medium heat and add in a tablespoon of olive oil. Add your sliced garlic to the pot, and this only needs to cook for 20 seconds. Then you're gonna add your spinach. Add some salt, add some pepper, and then use a pair of tongs to toss that spinach around in that garlic oil as quickly as you can. And you only need to cook it for a minute. Squeeze the whole slice of lemon into the pot and give it a quick stir. Add your half tablespoon of butter into the pot and stir it around to melt it down, and then cover it with the lid and set this whole thing off on a burner on the absolute lowest setting possible for up to 5 minutes and no later. For the omelet herbs, we're using chives, tarragon, parsley, and if you can find chervil where you live, use that, but I can't find that where I live, so I'm gonna use a little bit of oregano. Dice those herbs up and set them aside, then crack 2 eggs into a bowl, add about a tablespoon of whole milk, some salt, some pepper, and then dump all your herbs in and whisk all that up. Melt your last tablespoon of butter in a pan just under medium heat and then dump your egg mixture in there. Using chopsticks or a fork with light pressure, move the eggs around just a little bit to start forming curds. While your eggs are still fairly liquid, add your mushrooms and your parsnips into the center of the omelet. After about 2 minutes, take your chopsticks, your spatula, your fork, whatever, and fold the upper lip of the omelet over onto itself. Tilt the pan and do the same thing with the bottom lip, and I am not able to do the fancy flip today, so I'm just gonna use 2 spatulas to turn my omelet over. Dump your omelet onto a plate and serve it with a side of that sautéed spinach, and we have the farmer's lunch. The parsnips are buttery sweet, the mushrooms are buttery and umami, the omelet is herby, the spinach is lemony and garlicky and salty and tender, and this is just a great meal to have for lunch or breakfast.